Okay, guys, so this is Eric. This is Eric with Success Over Stress. I'm just going to do a quick breakdown of property analysis for just a random property. I'm in North Carolina, so this will be a property in High Point, North Carolina. And I'm going to show you some good stuff, but maybe not too detailed. Don't want you all in my good business, but I'm going to show you some stuff. So follow me, and let's see if you learn a thing or two. If you don't, then that's cool too. If you got some questions, put them in the comments, and maybe I'll address some of those issues on the next little video, or I'll just respond. Be the easiest. So let's go to I'm gonna share my screen, and what I did was I picked a property that so what I do is we call it drive a dollar. So I go around, I'll drive the neighborhood, see what properties might need work, that kind of thing. One of them that I identified was 615 Arch Street. So 615 Arch Street, this is what it looks like. All right, and then what I do is part of the process is I'll go to the GIS data viewer. I forget what it stands for, but it's got some good information there. Open up another screen, go back to my GIS data viewer, put in the search, what was that, 615 Arch Street, comes up there. It tells you who the owner is, what the address is, give you a property report. That's the mailing address if you want to reach out to the owners. That's the city that they live in. This is the total assessed value of the property and of the land and the building, right? So this is the building value, about 17,000, and the land value. Land always carries value, right? So if you're on that monopoly board, whether or not you have a house or whether or not you have land, you've always got some value there. So you know, and some people do purchase land and that kind of thing. I'm not into that, but just know that you have two components that make up your total assessed value. All right, so the total assessed value right here is about 22,900. But what I like to do is I'll go to Zillow, and I'll also go to like Redfin, and I'll check what they're putting the value of these two properties at. Now, this is obviously isn't a it's not an official comparative market analysis or CMA, right? But it does give you, and they have their own algorithm to tell you how much the property should be worth, but this is kind of a quick and dirty way to see what the property might be worth. Okay, 615 Rich Ave, what was that, High Point? Come on, Nancy. I think that was right. Come on. Oh, 615 Arch Street. See, I was looking up another one earlier, but there you go. Arch Street, High Point. And like I say, sometimes Redfin will have it. I think other times Redfin will only have it if the property has been for sale or is for sale or something like that. So I don't always find them on Redfin. Yeah, you can see I just put it in on Redfin, and you know, it didn't come up. But back to Zillow, 615 Arch Street comes up, 2 bed, 1 bath, 782 square feet. Now there you've got, now remember that the tax value was coming up as, what was it, 29,000 or so, but now the Zestimate, the actual, like the market value, is coming up as 43,000. Now remember, this is the market value, and they are the algorithm for this market value is how much it would be listed for when it's market ready, right? So if the house has a hole in the roof, I went to one like that the other day. If it has a hole in the roof or something like that, then you're not, it's not going to be able to get the market rents. Oh, not the market rents. It's not going to be able to get the the full market value of that 43,000. And so that's the number where you start negotiating with the how do I switch this around? Oh man, this hang on. Sharing screen is paused. Stop share. Stop share. And that do it? That do it? Okay. I don't know what's up with this video camera. Nonetheless, so if you want to get that full market repair after repair value or the market value, then the property needs to be in a position where it's market ready, where the windows are in decent shape, the floor is in decent shape, it checks all the boxes for being compliant with state and local building codes, that kind of thing. You're not typically going to sell a house that not as market value, move in ready, that needs certain things done to them. So that's typically what we're looking at when we're talking about market ready and after repair value. So if you find out what the market value is, like I said, you want to deduct from that what you think the expenses for the property would be. So let's go to whiteboard. Let's see. Okay. All right. So if we say that the property, this is not a good pen. This is not smooth. That is terrible. That is even worse. Okay, let's try this. All right, so we're going to say the property is ARV 43K. I'm going to say that the tax value is 29K. Repairs, we need to at least account for. That's tough. That's a whole nother episode. Estimate repair costs. Typically, even when I go in and I redo floors and I, touch up on some windows and I repaint the entire inside of the house and, maybe do a commode or a bathroom fixture or two, I usually can't get out for any less than, $7,000, $5,000, $7,000. So, and I do all the work myself for the most part, unless it's stuff that, needs an electrician, plumber, HVAC technician, something like that. So we're just going to put the repairs at $5,000. So what you want to do, typically as an investor, you don't want to be purchasing properties at market value. You want to have some space for, you want to have some wiggle room, some buffer space in case the market changes or in case you need to get out of the property real quick. And also, if you want to refinance the property, typically banks will refinance you with an investment property at 75 or 80%. So you really want to be into it for as little out of pocket money as possible. Okay. All right. And so that being said, if you can make your investor discount, if you can make sure that that you always have that 25 to 20% equity in the home, then you'll never be coming out of pocket. That's how you buy with no money down kind of thing. All right, so let's say that let's get a calculator. Okay, so we're going to say that, so our ARV at 43. Oh, man, I like to write that. I like to draw it. I'm going to have to do something better next time. I'm going to be better. Next time. Draw 43K times 0.25. 43K times 25% is 1075. So we're just going to round that to 11K. All right, so 11K from 43K is going to be 30. 32K. That's the most that you want to pay. All right, so 30. Well, that's the most that you want to be all in for it after repair costs, after you get done with your repairs. So let's then take that 32K minus 5,000 in repairs. That's terrible, right? Terrible, terrible. All right, and so that brings you to what? 27K? All right, so 27K is kind of what you want to buy the property for at max, right? So time you go in, your 27K might be your maximum allowable offer, but you might start the bidding at 23K and try to drive it up to about 25K, knowing that your ceiling will be 27K. And I'll tell you guys, if you don't get the property for what you want to get it for, walk away. Just walk away, okay? You're not going to get every property for you're not going to get a deal on every property. Not all owners need to sell the property. Not all owners are distressed. So please keep that in mind. And some people will be very perturbed at you for even insisting that you offer anything less than either the tax value or the after repair value. If Zillow said it's worth $43,000, then hole in the roof, hole in the floor, it don't matter. You need to be coming off 43,000. So, and those people, you just have to smile and nod. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And just keep it moving. All right. What else? Okay, so I'm gonna show you another few gems. And once again, every area is going to be different. And I hope I don't lose you on this sharing deal, because I may lose you. But let's see. New share? Yeah. Okay. Screen? No. This. Okay. So it shows you how to get the general after repair value, right? That's what we're looking at. And then also, particularly in Guilford County, this is High Point, 615 Arch Street. High Point has a online form to find out if there's any liens, not liens, but violations on the property. Okay, so we do want to check that, because oftentimes people try to sell you a piece of property and it's got a lot of violations on it and that kind of thing. And going into the negotiating process, if you already know that it's got so many liens on it, or if it's already got so many violations on it, and a lot of times if it's got housing violations or that kind of a thing, the code enforcers will go into the home, find out what the violations are, and then it'll be up for public notice to say that these are the violations and these need to be fixed. And you can pull them right up on your computer. And so without even walking into the house, you have an idea of what's going on. Okay. So that was 615 Arch, and that is an awesome piece of knowledge to go into the negotiating process with. I think it was 615 Arch Street. Yep. And I'm not seeing, I usually don't do the street type. I mean, it'll come back if something's available. 615 Arch Street. Yeah, so there's it's not showing up as any violations there, but let's do this. Let's go 615 to 1000. Let's see if any, yeah, see, so this is exactly what happens. So 615 Arch Street doesn't have any violations, but 617 does, public nuisance. Here's one, 724 Arch Street. Let's open this one up. So this is like I said, should the property that you're looking at have any violations that have an open case? Open case is the worst, obviously. Closed case means that they made an order, like this one here, order to repair or vacate. They made an order, and then the property owner got it fixed, and then they got the order closed. So that's okay. Close, owner corrected, that's good. Order, to repair or vacate, not so good. But this might be somebody who's interested in selling because they got the county on their back saying they need to get something fixed. You know, otherwise nobody can live in there. No, you know, they can't rent it to anybody. You know, there's no, they don't have a certificate of occupancy if they have these kinds of, if it's substandard. So let's go to this one, see what it says. And this thing's running slower with all this hardware hooked up. Let's juice up the laptop, put it to 100% power. All right, so Miss Floreselda Salgado owns this property in Thomasville. So no, I don't think I have Art Street. So this might be one that I might just take a note down and contact these good folks and see if they want to, you know, sell this property and you know, but they may be planning on fixing it up themselves, or they may not care about it. But let's see, custom component, Art Street. Usually the information is already available right here. Jimmy Mullins is the one who found it. Parcel location, nope, nope, nope. All right, so this one doesn't have a lot of information available, but I tell you what, very easily, all you have to do is email Mr. Jimmy.Mullins@highpointnc.gov, and he'll send you over what the report shows. So, and it's not a big deal to email them. Okay, so let's see if I can find another one. Bear with me. All right, this one here, more detail. Okay, so here, this one, you know, they put something just very broad, a broad brush in here, but description: public nuisance, food containers, trash, and chairs are located in the front and backyard. Okay, so stuff in the yard that can the public nuisance. One, it's a public nuisance, but two, it can also harbor pests and rodents and that kind of thing, and that's a sanitation issue. So know what your local codes are. You know who's in those offices and that kind of thing. But if you are going to get into real estate, or especially the landlording component, you need to know that you need to keep your place in good shape, and or get people in there who will keep it in good shape too. Let's see, minimum housing. This one here, at minimum housing, 901 Art Street, closed, owner demolished, apparently, owner demo. Complaint that carport garage is hazard, falling apart, and roof is unstable. I mean, you know, couldn't be more clear there that that's an issue. All right, so also, let's see, we check the, check if there's any violations. Check what the property value is. What else I got on here? All right, if it was in Guilford County, I have another violations list that I go to. I generally do a deed search just to see who actually owns the property, and usually I have the name that I go to. All right, so for this one, 615 Art Street. Say we were looking up that one, Robert Shelton. Go back to the online deed search. Shelton, Robert, open it up. Obviously there's a lot of Robert Sheltons. Was there a middle initial? C. Okay, C. And who knows how they actually put it in the on the deed when they bought the property. He could have just put Robert Shelton, or he could have put Robert C, or he could have put Robert C period, or Robert Chris, or Robert Christopher. So typically you want to open up all these that could be a potential match, and then you would display detailed listing, and let's see, when I do my deed searches, this is the kind of stuff that you have to look through. All right, so you can go back to here, you can pull up property report, or you may be able to find it on deed. It'll show you, here's the deed, click that, and it'll either pull the deed right up. Yeah, so here's the deed, and gosh, I mean, this stuff is available. So I'm not going to probably do too many of these videos because people who want to get into this have no reason why they can't. But yeah, I'm about giving that free knowledge. So anyway, but I really want to help with some of the other stuff that folks might need help with too. But at any rate, I mean, it's all, you know, public knowledge, right? So North Carolina General Warranty Deed. The warranty deed is what you want. The warranty deed means that, you know, the property has been conveyed with there's a warranty that the property has been appropriately conveyed, or, you know, the title transferred. There's some other types of deeds. I forget what they are right now. You know, there's like gift deeds, and there's another deed that's not a warranty deed. There's like a sheriff's deed. There's a couple different deeds, but the warranty deed is the one that you want to see. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it at that. This has been long enough, and maybe we'll come up with something next time to talk about, and we'll get a little bit deeper into the number. I tell you what, let me just review that really quickly. The numbers on, well, yeah. All right, let's do it. Okay. All right. So, if you say you are able to get that you're able to get that property for $25,000, right? The one that we're talking about. All right. So it's a property that has an ARV of $43,000. Typically, you want to be able to get 10%. 43 times 10%. Typically, you want to be able to get 10% of your after repair value in rents. So that would make that house rent for $430, something like that. Okay, and if you multiply that by 12, 430 times 12 equals 5160. We're going to round it off to 5,000 per year, and a good rough estimate is that properties, the expenses and everything are going to be about 50%. That's a lot. I know. So times 0.5. So 2,500 in expenses and all that good stuff. Okay. And so leaves 2,500. And if 2,500 is your actual net income, we're going to put that over top of how much money you put into the property. And I think we said we wanted to get for $27,000, 27K. It looks like that's going to be what, a little bit less than 10%. 25, 1, 2, 3 divided by 27, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 9.26% equals 9.26%. Okay, so that's a 9.26% return on your investment. I tend to like to be around a 20% return on my investment. So I usually get them pretty low, and I do a lot of work to them, but I do the work myself, so I keep the expenses low, and so this number at the bottom tends to be lower. Okay, and so when you make that number lower, then you make your return on investment higher. So keep that in mind. But a couple of things that you do want to account for in terms of your expenses will be the so your rent is your income, and your expenses will be vacancies. All right, and then your CapEx, which is your capital expenditures. So if you need to have a washer or dryer or roof replaced or something like that, maintenance costs, and that kind of goes in with the CapEx. but then you also have your PM. PM, you gotta love it. Property management or personal management, but either way, you have to have some type of property management, professional management or personal management, but you got to have some type of property management, and you want to account for that. Typically, we'll do 8%. What is that? That's a smiley face. That's like a mean face. Oh, okay. All right, so you want to do 8% on all these, 8% on that, 8% on these, 8% on that. So 8% times 3 equals 24%. Now, that's not quite that 25% that we're looking at, but don't forget to account for your taxes to Uncle Sam. Okay, you're still going to be taxed, but you got 25% worth of stuff that can help offset some of the tax burden that you have. And if you have a mortgage on the property, then that'll offset some of it too. And we'll talk about that later. But hope you enjoyed this. It's been long, but if you got something out of it, then it was worth it, right? Okay, talk to you later. This is Eric with Success Over Stress. I'm out. Peace.